welcome to another episode of The Only Opinion That Matters, where we talk about movies and weird music and all different kinds of stuff. My name is Jack, and this is my co-host. Oh, there you go. You introduced yourself.
I decided to hop in.
Well, decided to put in a little work for once?
No.
Oh.
I don't do that. Come on.
So that's the cutoff? Is you introducing yourself, and then I'll take it from here?
Well, I mean, this week I'm going to actually talk about something. A couple things.
Oh! Yeah, so first off, apologies to everybody. I ended up deleting the post because we ended up not doing it. But we said we were going to have Deadpool review up on Thursday. For a number of reasons, we didn't record it then, but we decided to just do a double after we saw Han Solo instead of doing two separate episodes.
We'll just combine them into one.
Yeah, it just made the most sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, what have you been up to?
Well, on top of the challenge from last week of studying up on the new Arctic Monkeys album.
You want to jump right into that?
No, there's actually also what I've been doing this week was watching the season 2 of 13 Reasons Why.
It seems pretty intense. What are your thoughts?
Definitely they touched on a lot more stuff than they did last time.
Yeah, I heard they went into like a variety of different issues. Just from me walking down here and you watching it, rape seemed to be a big one.
Yes, rape definitely was a big one.
A little bit of school shooting stuff in there. Definitely bullying. Definitely a lot of love triangles. That's not an issue. That's just a thing.
That's just what's in there. But like they definitely like where first season mostly was just about her suicide and like the little bit of bullying behind it. Like they did touch on all this stuff last season. But nowhere near, they didn't dive into it anywhere near as much because this season was about the court case and of the parents suing the school for...
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
So, do you think that the show is good, like they handled it well, or do you think that they were just doing like as many shock value things as they could?
It's a tough one.
Because it felt a little bit like, from what I heard from the first season, they were like, you thought that was fucked up. Well, wait till you see this shit.
I can definitely see them like, definitely throwing some stuff in there for the sake of shock value.
Yeah.
But this time around, they realized how big of an effect their show had on people. So at the beginning, and not the beginning, but at the end of every episode, they're like, here's the hotline if you need help or whatever.
Well, at least they're taking a little responsibility for it.
They're definitely taking restemponsibility for it. But like on top of it...
Is there trigger warnings at the beginning of every episode too?
I believe there is. I could be wrong. I think they either like a quick trigger warning or it's all at the end.
Yeah, because that seems like a lot of shit that would make people like... That could really set some people off.
It definitely set people off on season 1 because season 1's end, like that last episode scene of like the girl...
Yeah.
Offing herself was pretty bad.
Okay.
So definitely trigger warnings at the end.
Yeah.
But it's, I don't know. It was...
How do you rate it?
I rate it... I know people are going to, like, be pissed, but I rate it higher than I thought I was going to because I saw a bunch of people saying they hated it. I give it like a 7. I give it like a 7 or an 8.
Okay.
But only because I do know that they are trying to push stuff.
Taking a little bit more responsibility for... the kind of the content.
Yeah, they're taking a stance on everything, which is cool. And like they pushed it harder this season than they did last season.
Yeah, well, that's good. I mean, it's not for me. I don't really like it, but like, you know, good on them. Yeah. At least you're doing what you have to do. I watched something that was very, very different, other end of the spectrum.
Oh God.
The season finale, what people thought might be the series finale, but it's not. It got renewed, of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Okay.
Where do we begin?
It's, you know how you were talking about social issues and all that?
Yeah.
Get that out of your head. We're not talking about that anymore. That's not this show. We're not doing that.
Yeah, no.
They fight a very cheesy villain from the comics that's finally made reality called Graviton. Who's got gravity powers. The effects aren't awful. The fight is very short, though, because of TV budget constraints. I don't know. I mean, it would have worked well as an ending to the I didn't think it was great. It was fine. I'm kind of... they started really strong, and I feel like they kind of wasted a lot of the potential of this season with just some really mediocre episodes. And it ended on a mediocre note, but, like, it should have been the end. The fact that they're renewing this for another season it's weird. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't know why they're doing it, because, one, it's going to get really hard for them to continue to tie it into the movies, especially after Infinity War.
Yeah, with everyone dead.
Yeah, spoiler alert. And
we already reviewed it, so it's
fine. Yeah, it's fine. Yeah,
it's fine.
But on the other hand, it's just like, you know, I feel like as a show that's had a lot of highs and lows and is kind of a bubble. Do you know what a bubble show is?
No, but you can give me the definition.
So a bubble show, Thomas, thank you for asking, is a show that is kind of on the bubble in terms of ratings, in that it's like kind of right on the edge. So it continually gets enough ratings to just barely stay alive. Okay. Usually shows that are critically beloved or have like a cult following, but don't have enough wide mainstream appeal to keep going.
Yeah.
30 Rock was a bubble show. Parks and Rec was a bubble show.
I feel like The Office was.
Might have been. I don't remember. It's like super beloved now, but I don't feel like it always was
when it first started. No.
Yeah. But anyway, spoiler alert for the end of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Phil Coulson, you know how he's dead in the movies?
Yeah.
Now he's dead.
He's actually dead now.
Yeah. I thought that would have been a good place to leave it, but...
Of him just being dead?
Yeah, but... Well, yeah, like... Honestly, there's not a lot of people on that show that match his kind of charisma. Mm-mm. I don't really know where it's going to go from here.
Who knows?
Guess who's going to keep watching it probably, though?
You.
Me, because I'm this deep. I watched all of the Inhumans.
Why did you do that?
The Inhumans, Thomas!
Why did you do that to yourself? The only good thing about that show was the giant bad CGI dog.
It was bad CGI. People said it was good, but let me tell you, man.
It was bad.
It was bad.
It was real bad.
It was bad.
Yeah.
It wasn't even TV good. It was TV bad.
Yeah. We will only hurt bad people.
Oh, Venom's going to be bad. All right. So, let me recap real quick before we jump into our reviews.
Yeah.
So last week, me and Thomas were reviewing some albums, and we decided to challenge each other to listen to the other person's album picks and review it themselves.
Yes.
So this week we're going to actually do those reviews. Do you want to go first, or should I go first? I've got two, so maybe we'll sandwich it. Like, I'll do one, you do one, do one.
Well, no, because here's the thing. This week we're both reviewing the Afterimage because...
Oh, you want to start with that one?
Yeah, let's start with our combined one. Let me do the two I have and then save yours for last, because we both know we're going to get a laugh out of yours.
It's beautiful.
So...
All right, so we'll start with the Afterimage. The album is called Eve. Something that I thought was really funny about the Facebook response to this, everyone was like, God, that album cover is shit.
Really? I didn't even look at that.
It's like I think it's like a young woman with like somebody's hand over her mouth or something like that.
I remember seeing it, yeah.
It looks very Suicide Season by Bring Me the Horizon.
Yes.
It seems like something from 10 years ago.
Yeah, there's a local band from New Jersey called Indigos. They have a very similar cover as well.
Yeah. So this album is actually this is the first full length by the Afterimage?
No, I'm pretty sure
I know. I'm pretty sure the only ones they had were two EPs.
Was the last one an EP? Because they had the Void, the one that had the Void on it.
Yeah.
And then they put out 3 singles.
Yeah. No, the other one was an EP. Lumiere.
Lumiere, yeah.
It only had 7 songs, I think.
Okay, then yeah.
Yeah,
right.
so this is their first full-length album, technically their debut. Mm-hmm. Their first album was very technical, only had screaming.
Yeah.
From that point on, they added in a lot of singing and melodic parts to mixed results. Some people liked it, some people didn't.
Yeah.
This one's really down the middle.
Yeah, it's split pretty.
How do you think it handles that?
Well, considering that I know these guys and they are my friends, yeah.
Damn it!
No, I like the album. I did. Granted, that being said, I will give some criticism to it. I felt they tried real hard to put some singing in it, where they could have just done really good aggressive vocals.
Yeah.
But I feel that's the direction they're going in. Yeah,
I read an interview with one of the guys, and he a quote that comes up a lot when different people are talking about it is I don't have the exact quote, but the guy said something like they didn't want to limit themselves to screaming, like they kind of wanted to just create the melodies in whatever form that took.
Yeah.
Which I respect. This now I'll be nicer since I know you know them.
Yeah.
This is not for me. I don't really like the singing style. I think it's a little too mainstream pop for me. There's some weird kind of, I don't know. There's some weird, almost old school kind of sounding things to it. There's some synth effects that are wow, that sounds really old.
That's like 2012 kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. I think it's cool that they brought some of it back. But my whole thing with this was it's two new guitar players that they hopped in during the writing right as they said, hey, we're gonna put out a full length, and they wrote the entire thing.
All right.
That being said, I feel there was definitely like a time crunch.
Yeah.
But with the time they had, I feel they definitely musically they put out something that was solid. Because there was definitely cool riffage in it.
Yeah, there were a few tracks on there that I really liked. I liked Mirrors. That's the only one I have written down here. I don't know if there's other ones. Oh, Wrath is a good one. And Violator. Those two songs kind of reminded me of the Formless EP that I really liked. So, however, I'm going to give this one a not for me out of 10.
Okay.
Which is the nicest rating I can give to something that I didn't like.
That is a very nice rating for you. I'll give it my 7 and 8.
I'm reserving all of my hatred, the hatred that I've built inside of me
for Post
Malone. But no, we'll do yours. You want to jump into yours?
Yeah.
Which one do you want to start with?
I want to start with Arctic Monkeys.
All right. I will remind everyone that my review, I gave this like an 8 out of 10. I liked it. I thought the style was definitely different, and it's definitely one of their weaker albums. That being said, I'm okay with them playing around with the style a little bit because they've had so many, like straightforward, like kind of rock albums. Yeah. Go ahead, the floor is yours.
All right. Well, I first because the thing is,
I'm gonna take a sip of my beer to help me get through this.
Go. Well, the thing is, I sat down. Every morning, I'll listen to an album at my job because I just have that much free time in the morning. And I'll listen.
Brag about it, why don't you?
Oh, I mean, I will. But I'll sit down and I'll listen to the entire album start to finish.
Yeah.
And the thing is, it really flowed for me. Like, the entire album did go together. It flowed.
Yeah.
To me, though, it definitely felt like a lot of easy listening, maybe even elevator music-esque.
I get that. I can't really argue that point.
He does a lot of, like, singing, monologuing over the songs.
Yeah.
And the thing is, I had never really listened to Arctic Monkeys before this.
Not a good one to start with.
Exactly. But here's the thing. Right after this was over, I'm like, all right, that wasn't that bad. Not my cup of tea.
Yeah.
But then right after that was over, it threw me to... Because I was listening to it on Spotify, it threw me older Arctic Monkeys. And I'm like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
This is good.
Yeah. I would recommend that you follow up and listen to more of their stuff.
I plan on it.
Because they have some really catchy stuff.
Yes, because like the second I forget what song I actually listened to because it just came up randomly. I listened to it, I'm like, whoa, this is actually really good.
It's probably like Are You Mine or something.
Maybe, don't know. But it was definitely completely like not what that new album was.
Yeah. I am not going to argue any of those points that you made because they're all very true. It does sound like elevator music. He does monologue a lot.
Yeah.
It's not their best album.
No.
I still really like it despite all of those things.
No. I'm not saying it was a bad album. I'm not going to rate it as high as you did.
Yeah.
I'm giving it more of like a 5 or a 6, maybe a 7, depending on how weird of a mood I'm in.
Yeah. It is weird. I think part of the thing I appreciated is he gets real weird and nerdy in it. Mm-hmm. Like, there's a whole song called Science Fiction. He name drops Blade Runner, which is interesting.
Oh, I remember that song. Yeah.
There's less hooks for sure, but and definitely like it might have been I make this criticism a lot, but I think bands really need to listen to it. It might have been a stronger EP if they'd put like the 5 best songs.
Yes, would have been a solid EP. Because there's already some songs I've heard getting like radio play and stuff like that, like stuff that has been like used in like commercials or like radio play or things like that.
Yeah.
So there's definitely like good songs on the album.
Yeah.
But if they had condensed it, it would have been. I felt they would have had more success with it.
There's a few mediocre ones on there, and also like 10 songs is a lot of easy listening.
That's so much easy listening.
Like I usually, I don't listen to the whole album a lot. I'll pick out 4 or 5 songs and then switch to something else.
Yeah.
Fair. You listened to another album, though.
I did.
A recommendation of mine, the Fever 333. The album was called Made in America. I gave this one I don't remember. I did a written review. I gave it like a 7.5 out of 10, maybe.
That's appropriate because that's around where I have it, like 7.5, almost 8. Because I did actually. No, I really liked it. Hold your
horses there.
No, I did like it. I really did.
All right.
Like the opening song was Made in America, correct?
Correct.
I honestly, like, where you were not that much of a fan of like the kind of like upbeat poppy choruses
Singing
and stuff, I loved it.
Yeah, well, that's more your thing.
That's more my thing. I like if you can get me with a catchy hook, I love it.
Yeah, there's a few in there, but some of the hooks don't work as well as some of the other ones.
Some of them don't. Some of them do.
There's one song that's got almost like a. It almost sounds like a. It's rapping in the verses, and then the choruses it's singing.
Yeah.
The riff in the background almost sounds like it could be in a pop country song.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't like that.
I don't know which one it was, but the one thing I was thinking the entire time I was listening, I'm like, this is a cross between a little bit of Stray from the Path.
Yeah.
A little bit of Rage, but that goes well with...
that kind of comes with the territory.
But then it also, to me, for like the choruses and stuff like that, sound very Linkin Parky.
Little bit.
Yeah.
I remember I was looking for a comparison last week, and I couldn't think of one.
And that was it.
Linkin Park kind of works.
Yeah. Because the choruses are upbeat, they're poppy, but they can also hit a little.
Yeah.
Which is
he's a good singer.
He's a great singer.
Yeah, I liked it.
What's his name again?
Jason Butler.
Jason Butler.
He was in Let Live, which is one of my favorite bands of all time. That's not a band anymore.
Oh, you gonna twy?
I might twy.
You might twy.
I'm gonna twy.
Oh.
Ooh, is it my turn?
Yeah. It's
Do you have anything else you want to say about this?
7.5, 8, great EP because it wasn't a full length. It was an EP.
It was an EP, 7 songs.
Yeah, it was good though.
Right.
Solid. I'm looking forward to new material.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd see them on tour.
I would.
All right. So I listened to a song, an album. I listened to many songs. This album has 18 fucking songs.
It does have 18 songs.
So I listened to Post Malone's
Beer Bongs and Bentleys.
Which should have served as a warning, an omen, a curse even.
Granted, putting this on the record, this is a great I thought this was a great album. I put it at like an 8, almost a 9.
Jesus.
Sorry.
You can't mean that.
I do.
All right, so...
Like I said, catchy choruses, it's the way to my heart.
All right, so here we go. It's really sad, boy.
Yeah.
It's really sad, boy.
I know.
It really starts to drain on you. About 9 songs in, it's like, shit, this dude's been moping. All the songs, too, are like 3 minutes and 45 seconds.
That's your perfect time, though.
Yeah. Not for an 18-song album. Not for an 18 fucking... I hated this. Jesus, I can't even hold it back. It's so mopey. There's a song called Rich and Sad. It's just him whining and whining and whining, and he's sad, and everything sucks. And I've asked you this. I've asked multiple people, what is the context for listening to Post Malone? Because I can only think of 2 contexts. Moping, or if you're trying to do something that doesn't require... that does require attention, and you want white noise on in the background. This also works for that.
I do listen to this when I go running.
There you go. How do you... That's so demotivating to listen to it while running.
No. Not for me.
Boy, all right. I got some other stuff.
It's the perfect pace for me.
Okay.
Are you picking apart the album a little bit?
I made notes, dude. All right. So here, the songs that are not as bad are the ones where he has guest vocals. There's one called "Spoil My Night" that's okay because it's got Sway Lee in it and I like him. Mm-hmm. There's another one later on. I think it's called like "Same Bitches" or something like that. That was kind of fun.
I like that one.
Yeah, like I had a good time with that one because it's like he's
that had two guest spots in it, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. The second one. I forget who's the second guest vocalist in it, but he comes in and he's just like, he knows this is like a dick song to like rap to, but he's having a blast with it.
Exactly.
You hear it in his voice.
There's a few songs where like they're having a good time with it, and I'm like, all right, I might be able to listen to like 2 or 3 songs like this. I have to say, so like I guess here's the note that, well, I'm just going to read to you what I wrote here, chicken scratch, while I was listening to the album. Why is he so goddamn sad? He spends every other song bragging about his lifestyle, and then the other half of the songs crying about how sad he is. I guess the only thing, Psycho's really bad. That's like the lowest song on the album for that.
Oh my god.
Because it's so repetitive.
I love it.
His vibrato, what is up with that?
Dude, let him vibrato.
No. And the other thing that I have to say, there's a lot of so I was looking at the lyrics while I was listening to this. So Genius, like people get to post their theorizing on what the lyrics mean. Yeah. Look at the ones for Post Malone because it's hilarious.
Really?
Because it's like people trying to come up with like these super deep meanings for some of the things, and it's like the line is like "I am sad" or something, and it's like he's sad because his girlfriend left him and blah blah. He's so psycho because of his lifestyle, and it's like.
Well, you also looked into his actual background, didn't you?
It doesn't. You're enjoying this.
I'm enjoying this. It's so much fun.
It doesn't help that I looked up his background, and he seems like a shit dude. He's like a conspiracy theorist.
Yes, he is.
He is super into arming himself, like the government's gonna come for him. He's very much that whole like, like he's the dismantle the establishment kind of guy.
Yes.
And he like shits on hip hop, even though he's totally in the hip hop scene, and it's like, dude.
Yeah, but he's not totally hip hop though. That's the thing.
Yeah,
he has like 4 like acoustic tracks on between the 2 albums.
Yeah, but the majority of the songs are hip hop.
Oh, it is, but like, I don't know.
It's just 2.
2.
2. Yeah, 2 out of 10.
I'm sorry, but you're wrong.
Listen.
In a vast majority.
I made this claim, and I want to put this out. People can archive this and revisit it. In 15 years, Post Malone will be looked at in the same way that Nickelback is.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
It's not going to happen.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, I don't think Post Malone will be around in 15 years.
No, for sure.
Definitely
or
not.
he will be. But people will be throwing rocks at him at concerts, just like they do to Nickelback.
Oh my god! Honestly, a part of me does feel bad for Nickelback. Did you see the one?
Yeah, apparently they're nice dudes.
Did you see the video of like they were playing like India or something, and they were playing a stadium show, and like Chad Kroger, I think his name? Kroger, he was like, "Does anyone want to hear some more Nickelback songs?" And someone throws a beer bottle and it bounces off his head, and he's like, "All right, good night," and they just get off stage.
I think I might do the same thing if I got hit by a beer bottle.
Oh yeah, no, I wouldn't continue playing. Hell no, I would not continue playing.
Yeah, maybe we should give Nickelback a break. Except that today was your last day song's really bad.
Wait, what?
If today was your last day.
Yeah. Granted, once again, I will go on record saying this: Nickelback can be catchy. So I will go out of my way and listen to them every now and then. Every now and then.
Attraction to catchy hooks is going to...
It's going to be my downfall.
It's going to be your downfall.
Yeah. I'm going to get... Like, people are going to, like, belittle me for it, but you know what? I don't care.
You know...
Everyone's allowed a guilty pleasure.
Good for you.
I have a lot of them.
I'm just going to toughen you up a little bit so you'll get used to it. You suck for liking those songs.
Okay.
Feeling a little stronger?
No. Not yet.
All right, it'll build up.
Maybe. Who knows? Or it could just keep bringing me down.
Tear you down?
Just tear me down. Who knows?
Nah. Speaking of tearing things down, you want to get into some reviews of some movies that we watched?
Yeah, what are we doing first?
I don't remember what we decided.
I don't. It's either if you want to end on a high note or end on a low note.
I kind of want to... Let's do Deadpool. I have more notes on Deadpool, and like Solo, I don't even really want to talk about that much.
Then let's do that first.
Fuck. All right.
End on the one that we can talk about longer.
All right.
All right.
Solo. A Star Wars Solo.
Oh, so much goddamn Solo.
Oh, it's so Solo. All right. So the movie, a little context for people. I don't have the numbers in front of me, but this is the most expensive Star Wars movie ever made.
Was it really?
Because of reshoots.
Oh.
So the movie originally was to be directed by Phil Lord and Chris Miller, who did
21 and 22 Jump Street.
21 and 22 Jump Street, both really funny movies, but clearly comedies.
Yeah, not not Star Wars.
Yeah, so apparently they were brought on, and they thought when they were directing it that it was going to be more of a straight-up comedy.
Which, honestly, on their part, come on, it's Star Wars.
Yeah, so...
Why would you think that going in?
Yeah, there was a lot of issues. They didn't want to stick to the script. They really like improv, so
that's what they do.
Yeah, so they wanted the actors to improv, and apparently Alden Ehrenreich, who plays Han Solo, couldn't do it, and the studio came in and was like, this is a mess. So they booted him, and they got Ron Howard to direct instead. They reshot 70% of the movie. There was so you know the main villain, played by Paul Bettany?
Yeah.
Dryden Voss or whatever. That was originally a different actor.
Really?
They had to reshoot all his scenes, and he had something else to do. He was gonna play like an alien cat man monster.
The fuck?
Yeah, whatever. They didn't end up doing that. So
and I feel that was a good choice not to do that.
Yeah, I like Paul Bettany too. So the plot follows young Han Solo.
Han Soloing it up.
Let me ask you this, viewers and world, and I guess you too, Thomas, since you're here.
I'm gonna be the one answering.
Did you want to know the origin of literally every single thing that Han Solo owns, down to his name?
Oh, God, no.
Let me tell you, Thomas.
I could have just gone without, like, the gun, since it's his gun, all they had to do was just someone hand it to him.
Which is what happened.
But everything else, man.
Yeah, you find out how he met Chewie. You find out how he got the Millennium Falcon. There's actually an origin to his name. This is hardly a spoiler because it's early on.
Yeah.
He goes up to sign. He's escaping on his home planet from his home planet.
Yeah.
So he joins up with the Empire as a soldier in order to get off the planet, and
he basically enlists.
Yeah, and they're like, "What's your name, son?" And he's like, "Han." And they're like, "Han what?" And he's like, "I don't know. I'm by myself."
It's like, you have no people? No family?
Yeah, and then the guy's like, "I guess I'll just call you Han Solo." And it's like, oh, great. Now we
have a name.
Now we know.
Now we know for sure that that's Han Solo.
Like, why couldn't it just be his name?
Yeah, right. Did he need to be given a last name? No.
Yeah.
He could have just always been Han Solo.
Yeah. I don't think that's what George Lucas originally had in mind.
No. Def not.
Yeah. So Han Solo.
Def not.
So Han Solo goes on an adventure with a smuggling crew to try and get this valuable resource from Kessel. So that he can make money and
get his own ship and
earn freedom and be reunited with his girlfriend.
Basically, it's the premise of the movie.
Yeah. All right. So let's start with characters. We'll try and do this quickly.
Yeah.
So flash round. Han Solo.
Okay.
You thought he was okay?
He was. Yeah. Me and you talked about this in the car ride out. He was too happy to be Han Solo, and I know probably that him being like angry and grumpy came from years of being like a bootlegger or whatever.
Yeah.
I still think he should have had a layer of grumpy. He was too smiley the entire movie.
I don't know. I kind of like Smiley Han because I like the idea that he got broken down over time. He started off as a young, optimistic youth, and then just the world just crushed him, and he became Harrison Ford.
Yeah, but like even...
He went into the coal mines of life and came out a refined piece of
Harrison
but he
wasn't
Ford.
Even that old in the original Star Wars. Yeah, in A New Hope.
Yeah.
He wasn't even that old.
Well, Thomas, in a lot of ways, this movie wasn't entirely unnecessary altogether, but here we are reviewing it anyway. Do you feel like this movie justified its own existence?
Hell no.
Yeah, it was just... So a lot of people like this because they're happy because it's like a return to form, like because it's just a fun adventure, and it's not like The Last Jedi, which like threw a lot of the rules out the window.
It really did.
But like